Hey guys, welcome to Vinyasa Flow Yoga. Tonight we are doing a quick power yoga workout routine. It's going to be about an hour-ish long, so just shorter than our regular yoga classes. And yeah, you will just need your mat and water bottle if you need that. Yeah, let's get to it. We're going to start in child's pose. So we start by grounding the body as usual. Knees are wide and big toes touching. Stretch your arms forward. So we're just going to send a whole bunch of breath into the back and get stretched out here. In through the nose, breathing out through the mouth or out through the nose, sighing out, maybe letting the day go a little bit here. On your inhale, lift up, walk over to the left side, reaching at an angle, bowing towards your left knee. And then over to your other side, bowing towards your right knee, reaching at an angle. Okay, so releasing, coming back to center. Let's come into tabletop position and do some cow-cat stretches. Keep warming up through the spine. Exhale, rounding the spine, and inhale, releasing the spine. Cow and cat. Tuck the tailbone under, and you're inhaling, releasing the belly, rolling the shoulders back. Okay, now we're going to move into a circular motion, moving around in a clockwise pattern and then a counterclockwise pattern, doing a couple on one side, then switching out and doing a couple on the other side. Okay, so the point of this is, again, just sending a lot of breath into your joints, into your shoulder joints, into elbows, knees, getting fluid moving around in the joints as well. All right, so coming back to center. So let's walk the hands forward, tuck toes under, come up to downward facing dog. Walk it out. Walk the feet a little bit further back than your usual down dog, but keep lifting up, lifting your bum up into the air. So if you feel like your heels easily touch the floor in downward facing dog, then walk them back, walk your feet back enough so that your heels don't easily touch the floor, and then you could really feel that stretch in your calves as you pedal the feet out, bending into the right knee and then the left knee. You also just get kind of long in your back as well. Keep pulling your chest in towards the tops of your thighs. And then we'll walk all the way forward to the hands. So at the top of the mat, you're folding forward, ragdolling. Pick up the toes, spread them wide, drop them back onto the floor. Now start to ground in through all four corners of your feet, your heels, your outer edges and inner arches of your feet, and then back to center, and then we're going to rise up all the way. So slowly, and then we'll take the arms overhead, inhale, and then exhale, open up the arms and swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway, exhale, fold forward, inhale, rise up all the way. Exhale, swan dive all the way down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, all the way up. One more time, open up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up all the way. Breath in, and then
So sun salutation A, sitting at the top of the mat, hands at your heart center. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, jump or step back into plank pose, lower through chaturanga. Inhale into up dog or cobra. Exhale into downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Reaching the heels back towards the floor. Right, bending into the knees, looking forward at the hands, stepping or hopping up to the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up all the way. Exhale, hands to the heart. Releasing. Inhale, lift up the arms again. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, jump or step back. So for the jump back, you place your hands down, kind of jumping back like you would a burpee, and then you're coming down. Chaturanga, elbows bent by the side. So lifting into up dog or cobra, and then coming back to down dog. 3 breaths this time. Ujjayi breath, in and out through the nose. Restricting the back of the throat there. Trying to create that heat through the body. Bend into the knees, look forward, step or hop forward. You're going to hop or you can step. So we're going to inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up all the way. Exhale, hands to the heart, releasing. Sweep up again. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, jump or step back. Plank pose, lower through chaturanga. Inhale to up dog or cobra. Exhale to downward dog. 3 breaths. Right, bending into the knees, looking forward and stepping or hopping up to the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up all the way. Exhale, hands to the heart. So give me some sun salutation B's with some modifications of sun salutation B's. We're going to sweep arms up overhead, inhale, and then exhale, forward fold. Bending into the knees and reaching up forward into Utkatasana, pulling the hips back. So really reaching through those arms here. You want to start feeling some heat through the legs. Okay, so we're going to bring the chest to the thighs and then lift the hips. So bowing forward, forward fold. Jump or step back to plank, lower through chaturanga. Lift into up dog or cobra. And then come back into chaturanga position. So chest above the floor, push up to plank pose, and then back up into downward facing dog. Lift the right leg back behind you. Step forward into warrior 1. Just 1 breath here. Exhale, hands down to the floor. Step back into plank pose. Lower through chaturanga. Inhale to up dog or cobra. Exhale to chaturanga. Hold another breath. Push up. Plank. Downward facing dog. Step the left leg forward. Right heel to the floor, warrior 1. Inhale. Exhale. Step back to plank pose. Lower through chaturanga. Inhale to up dog or cobra. Chaturanga. Push up to plank. Downward facing dog. 5 breaths. This is, by the way, the rest in Power Yoga is all down dog for rest. If you haven't noticed by now, there's going to be a lot of chaturangas as per usual in a Power Yoga class. Okay, look for a separate jump. Bring the feet together, toes are touching, and then drop into Utkatasana. So reaching the arms forward. Just going to face this way here. We're going to drop the arms down so that the hands are in line with the shoulders. Lift the right arm back. Bring it forward. Lift the left arm. Back, reach back. Bring it forward. Switch. Bring it forward. Switch. And then bring it forward. Okay, reaching up. Deep breath in, and then exhale, hands to the heart. At the top of the mat. Arms reaching up. This time chair. Standing up, inhale. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Jumper step back. Plank lower through chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Back into chaturanga. Push up to plank. Downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up into the air. Step forward. Warrior one. Reaching up. And then sweeping the arms back. Reaching the arms up. Sweeping the arms back. So back leg really straight. Keep flowing. Inhale. Exhale. Bowing forward. Reach the arms back. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Back behind you, clasp your fingers. Pull back. Holding for 3, for 2, for 1. Release, sweep up. Warrior one. Exhale, bring it down. Step back to plank, lower through chaturanga. Inhale to up dog or cobra. Chaturanga. Plank. Downward facing dog. Lift the left leg back behind. You can bend into the knee, by the way. You don't have to have the leg straight. Step forward, warrior one. Back heel turns to the floor, reaching up, warrior one. Bend forward. Reach your arms back. Palms facing up. Push the air down. Palms facing up the ceiling, back behind you. Raise the air up. Push it down. Breathe it all out. Inhale, fill up. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Back behind you, clasp your fingers. Hold. 3, for 2, for 1. Releasing, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring it back down. Step back to plank pose, lower through chaturanga. Lift into up dog or cobra. Chaturanga, holding chaturanga. 4, 3, 2, 1. Push to plank pose, lower and come back up into downward facing dog. Walk it out. Breathe it out, stretch it out. You can pedal the feet out. Look forward at the hands, step or hop up to them, and Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up all the way. Exhale, hands to heart. So another variation on sun salutation, B, inhale, and then exhale, hands to the heart. So Utkatasana, this time we're going to do a twisting flow. Inhale, then exhale. Twist to your right. Left elbow on the right knee. Check out your shins. Make sure the shins are together. Knees are together. Roll your right shoulder back. Releasing out of the twist. Reach forward, inhale. Back to heart. Inhale, then exhale. Twisting to the other side here. Checking out your shins. Make sure your shins are together, knees are together. Toes are touching here. Roll your left shoulder back. All right, releasing out of that twist. Folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, jump or step back to plank pose. Lower through chaturanga. Inhale to up dog or cobra. Come back into chaturanga. Push up to plank.
Up to down dog. Lift your right leg back behind you, bend into the right knee, open up that hip, look underneath your right armpit. Then look over your left armpit, left shoulder, see if you can see your foot. So you're lifting your head out a little bit more. You should feel that stretch way into your hip now. Wave at yourself with your foot. And then releasing, bring your head back down. Bring the right knee in towards your nose. Kick it back. One more time, bring the right knee into your nose. And then kick it back. Step forward, warrior one. Let's go to warrior two pose. Come back into reverse warrior. Inhale. Extended side angle. Exhale. Holding that extended side angle. Arm reaching up to this extended side angle. Traditionally, arm overhead. And reach up, open up the chest, rolling back. Okay, we're going to come all the way back into reverse warrior. Okay, and then we're going to windmill the arms down. So the right arm, left arm is going to come down. And we're going to lift up so that we're on the ball of the left, on the ball of the left foot. And then we're going to sweep that right arm back and up. So twisting to the right. Bring your right hand down to the floor. Kick up into standing split. Going into revolved half moon, lift your right arm up to the air. Left leg is floating up to the air. If you would want to, you can bend into the left knee and catch the inner part of that left foot, top of the foot, and roll back. So make sure you try to pull that, where your hand and your foot are connected, try to pull that back to the center of your back as best as you can, so that the knee is pointing straight down that left side, knee, rolling that right shoulder open as best as you can, and let it go. Stepping back into lunge, stepping back into plank pose, lower through chaturanga, lift into up dog or cobra. Holding chaturanga for 5. Chest lifting, elbows bent, any amount. 3, 2, 1. Push up to plank pose, lower, back up into downward facing dog, and walk it out. Lift the left leg up into the air, bend into the left knee. Looking underneath that left armpit, breathing into that space, left hip space. Lift your head forward, look over top of your right shoulder to see if you can see your left foot going over to the right side of you. Keep pushing back into your right leg. Then release, lower your head. Bring that left knee to your nose. Tuck in. And then kick back. Bring the left knee up to your nose. Tuck chin. Reach back one more time. Bring the knee into your nose. And then reach back. Step forward, warrior 1. Drop your right heel. Reach up, warrior 1, exhale. Warrior 2. Back to reverse warrior. And then into extended side angle. This time that right arm is going to reach up. Just going to enjoy that stretch of the shoulders. The shoulder stretch, opening that chest. So legs activated here, especially that right leg. Feel the hip opening on that left side there. All right, coming back all the way into reverse warrior. Cartwheeling all the way down, lifting up into the ball of that right foot, and then sweeping
that left arm up into the air. Right leg activated still, so push back through that right heel as best you can. Try to think about lifting up through the back of the right knee. So just twist across the abdomen, shoulder there, prepping you for this revolved half moon. Bring the hand down to the floor, kick up into standing split. Okay, when you're ready, that left arm is going to reach up. Hand can also come to the hip. To modify, you can bend into the right knee, catch the inner part of the foot, top of the foot, ankle, and then you're kind of rolling back, pulling that leg back so that the right knee is pointing down, and you're trying the best you can to look over that left shoulder, opening everything up to increase that twist. Twisting action across the body. Should feel that if you're doing this bind. Feel that stretching in your right quadriceps as well. All right, releasing out. And then stepping back into lunge, stepping back into plank pose and lowering through chaturanga. Into up dog or cobra. Let's hold this. Up dog or cobra. Up dog, by the way, floating hips above the floor. So legs are engaged, you're pushing the tops of your feet into the floor, and your hold basically is like an arm balance, right? You're holding yourself up, trying to shoulders are pulling down and back. Take another deep breath in, and then exhale. Flip the toes over, come up into down dog. Walk it out. Here's your breath. Here's your rest. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Looking forward at the hands and then stepping or hopping up to them. Going back into our twisting here for Utkatasana, reaching the arms forward, bring the hands to your heart. So again, going over to the left side or right side first, left elbow onto the right knee. If you feel like you would want to open the arms and your hands come down, left hand comes down, and your right arm reaches up, so you're opening up. Releasing out. Switching sides over to the other side. Right elbow, cross the lap. This is your modification, by the way. Opening up if you would like to. Try to keep the hips pulling back. Releasing out. Okay, and then folding forward. And just breathing into that stretch. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. All right, take another deep breath in and out. And then coming up all the way, reaching up, deep breath in. Exhale, hands to the heart. So from here, we're just going to step the left foot back and step into a wide, or you can jump into a wide standing position. So wide leg standing position, reach your arms out, and then we're going to go halfway forward. So just kind of like your airplane position, try to pull the hips back, way back there. Just holding that airplane arm position for a little bit. One more breath. All right, and then go all the way down to your fullest range of flexion there in your spine, grabbing onto the backs of your legs somewhere. So if you're here, maybe your knees are a little bit bent, that's fine as well. But releasing down, releasing the head down. All right, bring your hands onto your hips and then rise back up. Just pressing your hips forward, draw your elbows back behind you. Fold forward again, just halfway, and try to pull the elbows straight back behind you. Keep drawing those elbows back as best as you can. Fold forward, keep out drawing your elbows back, squeezing your shoulder blades together as best as you can. Should feel like your shoulders are on fire. Try to squeeze your inner elbows together and then releasing your hands down. Okay, just going from side to side now. Kind of swinging the top part of the body, swing. All right, pointing your right toes forward. Left foot stays where they are. Bend into your knee, reach up into warrior one, coming out to warrior two position. Straighten out through the front leg, come back into reverse Trikonasana, and then a star position, and then into full Trikonasana. So you're gonna reach beyond your right leg there, and then drop your right arm down to your leg. Reaching up through the left arm. Rolling the shoulders back. So left leg really active here, pushing up through the heel. And then releasing back up to the star position. Bring your foot back in, and then we'll do the other side. So point your left toes to the back of your mat, and then bend into your knee. Just come into that warrior two position. Come back into a reverse warrior inhale, and exhale warrior two. Straighten out to the front leg, left leg, reverse Trikonasana, star position, and then reach forward. Drop your left arm down to the leg. Reaching up with your right arm. Think about navel pulling to the spine here. Doesn't matter how far you're getting down, so don't try and reach down your leg and your arms way out here. That's not going to do much for getting into your side body. So try to stay as level as you can with your chest facing the side wall. Notch your leg. Try to get your belly button facing the side wall, notch your thigh. And then we're going to come back up into that star position, so point the toes forward. Okay, folding forward again, this time taking the hands back behind you, clasping your fingers, and really try to roll your shoulders back. Pull your arms away from your back, folding forward. And pull your arms back up. Arms back out to that star position, point your right toes forward, and then coming into half moon from here. So we're going to bend into the right knee. You can bring that left hand onto your hip here to help you stabilize till you get all the way up there. So we're going to do that hop with that back leg so that we can fly up and into the pose. So maybe you're holding onto a block with your right hand there. I'm just going to come into the camera a little bit more. But you don't necessarily need to. I usually just come up onto the fingertips here to help me balance. Sometimes I take my hand off of the mat just to challenge my balance a little bit more. So floating that bottom hand as kind of a challenge modification there. You can lift up through the left arm if you would like to too. Super challenging to have that bottom hand kind of floating off the mat and looking up, which I have yet succeeded to do. So I'll just keep looking down to help me balance, because this is taking me to my edge for sure, having that floating bottom hand. But for sure you can hold on to something, hold on to the mat as you're trying to nail this pose. So we're going to release out of that pose. We're going to bring that left hand to the floor, and we're just going to feel that left hip drop down, and then you can go into a pyramid pose. So we're a shorter stance than our warrior stance, and we're going to fold over the right leg. So getting hamstring stretching, a little bit of calf stretch under that right leg. Just one more deep breath in and out. Okay, and then we're going to roll up, hands to step the feet wider again into that wide stance here. Taking the hands back behind you again, clasping the fingers, pulling back. Inhale, exhale, bow forward. And just kind of working on that shoulder mobility, taking the arms maybe more over your head each time you get into the pose, dropping your head down, trying to lift those arms up to the sky. Really try to squeeze your shoulder blades back. Try not to let your shoulders just kind of drop into your ears, which is fairly easy to do. Keep your arms actively pulling your shoulders back and squeezing your shoulder blades together. Then squeeze and lift. And then we're back into that star position. Arms are out. And then we're doing the other side. So point your left toes to the back of the mat. Okay, so starting, we're just gonna go right into that half moon position. So we're going to bend into the knee and bring the hand to the floor, maybe that right hand to your hip, and then lifting up. So again, just working on your balance. I'm gonna try lifting that left hand off the floor again, like I did on the other side, and then again, I'm just trying to concentrate on finding that balance. Think about the core pulling into your spine. And then releasing. Okay, bring your right hand to the floor, and then you're just like a pyramid stance here as kind of just a resting position. So again, your shortest stance, both toes are pointing forward, that back foot's a little bit turned out, so we're getting a 45-degree angle, and the front knee's just a tiny little bit bent, and you're folding over that leg. By all means, if you're using blocks and you're holding onto blocks, that is fine and great too. You're just kind of doing whatever your level is at, and if your flexion doesn't allow you to go head to your knee, then you are here and that's fine. You're holding onto blocks. Okay, and so just a little bit of bend into your knee before you come up. So just nice and slow and controlled, and then coming up, and then sweeping arms up overhead. And then we're just doing a side stretch. So with the wider legs, your right hand's gonna come down to your leg, and then your left arm's just gonna go over. Breathing deep there. And then over to the other side. Left arm down. And then reaching up, both arms, inhale, exhale, folding forward, sweep over to the top part of your mat, step back into plank pose. Okay, holding here in that plank pose position. And we're gonna generate a little bit more heat before the end of class here. So holding that plank position, let's roll over to side plank position. So the left side, and that right arm's going to reach. To add a little more spice, lift that top leg. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then releasing to plank pose, and then rolling over to the other side. Side plank position, maybe you're dropping the bottom shin to the floor, adding a little bit more spice by making a star side plank position. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then coming back to plank position. Okay, going back to holding those chaturangas. By the way, I'll just show you modified chaturanga. Your knees are to the floor with your elbows bent, so grasshopper type position. So belly is lifted, chest hovering just above the floor. So even if you're here, you're still working. Your elbows should be shaking, your shoulders should be shaking. That means that you're doing it right. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop belly onto the floor. Reach your arms forward. Lift your feet up off the floor. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just take a moment to rest. Cactus arms by your side, one cheek to the floor. Breathe into your belly. Variation of locust pose, taking the hands back behind you, clasping your fingers, and pulling the chest back. Lift your feet up off the floor if possible. Chest lifting, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing down. Just cactus the arms. Again, take a breath into your back. Okay, moving into bow pose, bending into your knees, catching the tops of your feet or ankles. By all means, you can go to a frog position with forehead onto the floor if you would just enjoy the stretch here and not so much activation. Otherwise, bow pose, kicking up into the hands pulling back onto the feet, creating more of a bow. Rocking motion, you should feel like you're rocking right onto the abdomen here. Try to draw those toes more together here behind you. Holding for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then releasing, and then again, cactus the arms, releasing the head down to the floor. Deep breaths in and out. All right, hands underneath your chest, pressing up, walking the knees in, spinning around, coming down to the floor, coming into Navasana position. So boat position, legs out in front of you, arms stretching up by your sides. For modified, that's where you were at, grabbing onto the backs of the knees or just knees bent without holding onto the knees. Okay, and then from here, we're going to drop the hands or the legs down here, and then you're just going to try and lift the bum up off the floor. So you can do this with flat hands, palms. If you feel like your arms are super short, then you can use your fingertips beside your body. So we're just going to lift up and then release down. One more time, press down, lift up, and then release down. Now hands just down by your side, lift your right leg up, holding that right leg straight, and then release down. Lift your left leg up, and then release down. You should feel like the quads are really feeling it. Okay, right leg up, releasing down, left leg up, and releasing down. Coming back into Navasana. Okay, this time opening up to the right side, or left side. Reaching out through the arms. Knees can be bent, by the way. Holding for 5, for 4, 3, 2, for 1. Coming back to center, taking the hands a bit back behind you, and then bending into your knees, and then coming up into reverse tabletop. So this time, activating the glutes here, push up through the hips, and try to get a level back here as best as you can. Really drive up through the hips as best as you can to stretch out those hips and hold the whole front of the body. And then coming back down. Navasana. Other side. Open up the arms. Holding for 3, for 2, for 1. Coming back to center, bend into the knees, take your hands back behind you, lift up into reverse tabletop. Lift up, right knee up. Just try to keep pulling the right knee in towards yourself as best as you can, while keeping yourself in the tabletop form.
knee up. Keep breathing. Bring it down. Again, right knee up. And bring it down. Woo, left side. Just try to keep driving that knee in as best as you can. And bring it down. Okay, settle your whole self down. So we're just going to stretch forward and just do a simple forward fold over straight legs. You can have your knees a little bit bent, that's fine too. Try to keep your feet flexed though. You can use your mat as a prop by folding at the end and holding onto the edges of your mat. And you can kind of just walk yourself back depending on how much mat you actually need to grab onto. So try that just for fun tonight, just to get a little more activation out of this position, because this does, when you do have use your mat or use a strap of any kind, that kind of puts your foot into a different kind of flexion, you have something to kind of push against. The wall sometimes works for that matter as well. So again, elbows gonna pull in here, and then you want to think about the chest or your collarbones rather moving towards the edge of your mat, not necessarily dropping your head down to your knees, because that will look like rounding your spine, and we want to look more like angling forward. And so trying to get more of a flat back out of this position so that we can target some hamstrings and the sidelines of the body. So just really breathing into that stretch. Long deep breaths in. And long deep breaths out through the mouth, out through the nose. Slowly coming back up. Okay, so going back into fish position next, before we come way down onto your back. So we're going to lie back onto the forearms, onto the elbows here, and then we're going to extend the upper spine here. So moving into sort of the classic beach position, kind of saluting the sun in that sense, and rolling the shoulders back. So you can stay here if that's the modified position. If you'd like to go into that full fish position, then from there you can slide your elbows a little more forward towards your legs, and then you're dropping the head back. So the back of the head is on the floor, but you are kind of using those elbows as a prop to keep that heart lifting up towards the ceiling. If you want kind of a cushion behind your back, just kind of right underneath your shoulder blades, and practice this, then that's a great option as well. Especially if it feels kind of not so good when you drop your head back. But if that the dropping your head back is preventing you from doing this position, then definitely use props. You can drop or put your head on a block or prop, or just a small pad beneath you so that your head's not dropping back so far. So different ways to work around that. For flying fish position, since this is power yoga, we're just going to go into that. So we're going to lift up the legs, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then release the legs down, lift up the head, and then settle the back down onto the floor. Bend into the right knee, left knee, and then you can start pulling yourself in for happy baby pose as we are settling down. So rocking side to side, rocking the hips from side to side, rocking the knees from side to side. Deep breaths in and deep sighs out through the mouth or out through the nose. So making sure those sighs now
are a little bit longer than your inhales, as we're trying to activate more of the parasympathetic nervous system to get us into the calm zone, the calm meditative zone. So longer exhales equal calm. So breathing deep, but exhaling deeper. Also, breathing out through the mouth also helps relax some of the facial muscles as well. Feel free to close or relax the eyes to kind of further your experience. And we're going into some twists, which are my favorite. We're going to bring that right knee in towards the chest. Give it a big hug, squeeze it in. You can also bring your head in towards your knee if you want to for a second there. And then we're going to cross it over to the left. Reach your right arm out to the right and enjoy. Settling the body down and breath by breath, getting more comfortable and more relaxed in this twist. Letting the pose mostly do all the work. Pose, the gravity, and time. You're coming back to center. Bring both knees in for a hug. You can bring your head into your knees if you like. Then we're switching sides. So hold on to the left knee. Let the right leg go out straight. And you can bring your head in towards your knee for a moment there. So letting that back really sink into the floor. So we really want to try and get that low back sinking into the floor while we stretch like this, and you can also bend into that right knee to help that happen. Let's twist over to the right side, guide the knee over to your right, reach out through your left arm and breathe. Go ahead and look over the shoulder if that feels good. You can do a slow head rocking motion, looking over your right shoulder and then left shoulder. Playing around with different ranges of motion here and mobility in your shoulder joint as you lift your arm, as you raise it up above your shoulder, as you lower it below your shoulder. Maybe also playing around with the rotation of your hands or arms, palm facing up, palm facing down. Slowly returning, you're coming back to center and give yourself another hug. Letting that go, feet to the floor, arms out. Just do a couple, few quick windshield wipers here, going side to side. And then letting it go into Shavasana, straightening one leg at a time and bringing the arms in alongside your body. Start by taking a long, deep breath in through the nose, filling the lungs, filling the belly, and a long deep breath out through the mouth. Emptying the lungs, emptying the belly, and also feeling your back generally pulling down towards the floor and just getting a little more comfortable here. So just keeping that focus on your breaths. Just like we started here, just practicing those longer exhales to help you further relax. And the goal here now is just stillness throughout the body. Stillness, yet watching your breath kind of automated here in your body, and just watching it kind of take over. Those slow inhales, slow exhales. Letting all the rest of your parts of your body become heavy and just feel supported by the floor. Heavy through the heels, relax through the backs of the legs, from calves to the backs of thighs and glutes. Get awareness to your just entire right leg and your entire left leg. Allowing both legs to relax and feel heavy. Bring awareness to your low back, your tailbone. And begin to feel your low back begin to release a little bit more, then into the mid back as you start to feel the mat beneath you. Upper back even more. Feel the shoulder blades sink down and back. Maybe even feel the shoulders pull a little bit more towards the floor. Feeling the weight of your arms. And then just feeling the surface and absorbing the surface below you, whether it be floor or a mat. Noticing the sides of your neck and the back of the neck. See if you can really release the head. And let your head be fully supported by the mat. Soften throughout the forehead, around the eyes, letting your eyelids feel heavy. Letting the muscles in your jaw begin to relax more and more. Allow the tongue in your mouth to become still, quiet. Soften through the throat, collarbones, your chest, and your abdomen. Letting your whole body breathing, your whole body relaxing together.
into your body, back into the sensations you feel around you, the temperature of the air, feeling of your breath, cool air, breathing in, the warm air you breathe out. Adding on bits of motion just to help you re-energize throughout the body, and just moving at a very slow pace. Take a moment to feel and notice and enjoy the relaxed body breathing deeply. Taking a deep breath in, feeling expansion, feeling space, and then a long deep breath out and just feeling relaxation, feeling like you're de-stressed and just generally feeling good. So moving the knees, you can go back to windshield wipers, maybe reaching the arms overhead and just adding on bits of motion here. Just rolling or rocking over onto your right side, making your way up to seated when you're ready from there. And yeah, namaste everybody. Thanks for joining me tonight. Yeah, for this third video tonight. So I just put up 3 videos right in a row. Shorter videos, trying out different formats. So yeah, I hope you like it. I know it's not a lot of time for a yoga class. Doing it under an hour or even an hour is hard for me to do because there's just so much we can do. But I tried. So I went a little over time, but that's fine. Anyways, let me know what you guys think and leave a comment below. Like this video if you liked it, and share it if you liked it even more. Check out other videos on this Facebook page and my Melissa Shippey Live Elements YouTube channel. All the videos are posted for free, so might as well just like them as a donation and consider it even. So have a great night, guys, and I will see you later. Hit Core Yoga is on Wednesdays, so you can check out those classes too if you like a more vigorous workout. Anyways, cheers, guys. Bye.